Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Nades channel. This is basically
Okay, hold on, dude.
what, dude?
Don't fucking come in on the video smacking the desk and making the audio all weird, dude. When you smack the desk, your mic fucking goes. Dude, nobody wants to hear you fucking go. You know what I'm saying? Dude, every time you slap the desk and try to create.
Hey guys, welcome to the Nades channel. And
Wait,
tonight
we didn't already start?
Hey guys, welcome to the Nades channel. This is your boy Tricky MD with my co-host TF Cranium, and tonight we're doing a special Call of Duty breakdown video. In this video, we're going to look at the LA event, the LA CDL event that's going to be coming up this weekend. And our resident Call of Duty expert TF Cranium is going to break down each match and even make some predictions on what the score is going to be and ultimately who's going to be your campeon. So
No, I think they already know.
They probably already know, but without further ado, Cranium, take it away.
Okay. Welcome to my show where audio will not be fucked up. And I say that confidently because I don't control the audio. So I can control what comes in on my end.
Yeah.
So if you can hear me, great. Matt did his job. All right, dude. On the CDL homepage, the first game Saturday morning is a rematch of your finals from Atlanta. And it is Atlanta versus Florida once again.
That's actually pretty cool right off the bat to see them compete again.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. So the last match that was played was literally this match.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw FaZe 3-0 them. I don't think that happens twice. I think FaZe win 3-1. I think Florida wins one map.
Okay.
Whether it's Search, whether it's the Dom, I feel like they're going to match up a little bit better. They're still going to get that smoke, though, because FaZe is fucking disgusting.
In terms of like S&D and like hardpoint and all that, which game mode do they best match up in?
Like, which one could Florida take?
Yes.
I'm going to say the domination. I mean, Search is also, can go both ways. Like, it's way more of a 50-50 game type across the board, regardless.
Okay.
No fucking chance they beat FaZe on a hardpoint, dude. FaZe is so good at hardpoint. And if they do, props to them. It'll still be a 3-1. Or a 3-0. But I predicted a 3-1. Either way, FaZe winning that series. Faux show.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all.
No, yeah. And then match 2 will have the Minnesota Rocker or Roker or Rucker or
I think it's Rocker.
Rocker? You know what, dude? I don't know. I'm going to call them Minnesota. So you have Minnesota versus Seattle. Seattle making the change, subbing out the vet in Enable for Pander.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a test for them. And unfortunately, they're matched up against Minnesota. I think with the change and the fact that they're playing Minnesota's going to give them that hot 3-0.
Whoa, really?
They're going to fucking 3-0 them with the hotness. Minnesota is so good. And Seattle wasn't good before the change, and I don't think the change is going to help them. Like, I don't think that's it, Chief.
Yeah, like I'm aware, like Minnesota had a really good showing in their opening league weekend, and then in Atlanta, how did they do in Atlanta?
Minnesota was eliminated in the semis by FaZe.
Okay.
But it went game 5. It was a reverse sweep.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. And so in the case of Seattle, this is the first time they're playing without enabled?
Yes, this will be the first event without enable.
Okay.
And, whether that's the right move or not, I guess, or we won't see because...
Yeah. Well, we're gonna
unfortunately
find out how their decisions affect the game. But you predict a hot 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, I don't see a way. I mean, Seattle could steal one game, but if the Minnesota that showed up at Atlanta shows up again, they give them the fucking quickness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because Seattle's my squad.
All right.
I'm a realist.
Okay. How about Dallas Empire versus New York Subliners?
Subliners they subbed out 0 for Happy. I've never heard of Happy. Unfortunately, I'm not throwing shade. I don't know who he is, and I know who 0 is, and I don't think 0 was the was a change they needed to make on that team. I don't really think they needed a team change. I think they just needed to figure out how to play the game together better.
Okay.
And unfortunately for them, they're going to run into Dallas, which
I mean,
not the fucking
Dallas.
team,
Yeah, Dallas is
not the team you
not.
want to run into.
Yeah, Dallas is a top tier team as well. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting making changes like that, which kind of sounds like their team is now like questionable in terms of talent level in comparison to before.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really want to be like that when you're going up against, in my opinion at least, one of the top 3 teams out
100%. They're
there.
a top team. And with that fucking information, I predict Dallas 3-0 them,
Okay.
which I'm sure even other people wouldn't be surprised at that.
So you predict a lot of like, with the
I'm
exception of
not.
the first game, you're predicting a lot of like hot sweeps on Saturday.
Here's the thing: the easiest thing to say, like to be safe, is a 3-1. If you
Yeah.
think a team's going to win, the easiest thing to say is 3-1 because there's always a chance a team could take it. But the teams that I'm very confident will win series, like I don't care if I'd get a series prediction wrong, like maps wise. If I get like the person who won it wrong, I enjoy being surprised by weaker teams. But like I could literally just say 3-1. Like it doesn't really matter the map score
Oh yeah.
unless
Don't
I think
like
it's going to be a close series. If you
and
don't think it's going to be close, 3-1 is the most common thing to say.
okay. Yeah, and just for the people listening or watching the video, we are trying to not be. We're being biased based on a team's skill level and the skill level of their talent. We're not necessarily picking favorites. Being
No,
and
I'm
we're,
going off of shit I've seen and shit that I think will happen.
yeah. So if we make a prediction here and it turns out to be wrong, I will be excited to see that. So.
Oh, I would love to see, even like last event, Minnesota getting, or sorry, Chicago getting eliminated was kind of like, fuck.
Mhm.
But seeing Florida make that run was great. Seeing Pristini get hyped beating his brother, like those are the moments that make competitive COD competitive COD. And this is the shit I live for. So
Absolutely.
it's dope.
Okay.
And then, then we move on to your featured match of Saturday, which will be the home team facing the other home team.
Right. This is the first weekend event where you have 2 teams hosting it, right?
Well, yeah, it's because they're both LA. There's no other places that have 2 teams.
Right. Okay.
So to have an LA homestand, it kind of makes sense that both LA teams are there.
Okay. So you got LA
And
Gorillas versus the Optic LA.
and I saw some stuff saying that the LA Gorillas basically swapped half of their team out.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that from Charlie Intel, but I didn't really understand
Yeah,
who.
I think COD Intel says that. Oh my god, I don't even. Sorry, this might
No worries.
that Aches, Lacefield, and Saints are sitting on the bench, and Vivid, Blast, and Spart are playing in their place.
Holy. Okay.
So 3 of their 5 players have been benched, which, granted, I understand because this team is underperforming like crazy. However, switching that many pieces out, I don't know how long they've practiced, but I'll be honest, I don't really have a lot of faith in that team. And I think Optic right now sucks big donkey balls, but I do think that they're getting better. And I
Hmm.
think if they don't perform now, that team is not staying together.
Right.
That team will split.
So
And
to this point, Optic hasn't made any switches yet.
no, Optic's sticking with the same roster. We thought maybe that we would see a change coming into this weekend,
Hmm.
but I think because we didn't see a change, that this is they're like, okay, guys, this is the last one. If you guys can't get some sort of fucking momentum going, some points on the board, we're making a change.
Well, if history proves anything, a team usually doesn't bode well when you even switch one person because especially when it comes to gaming, like the
Sometimes it
atmosphere of the
works.
players. Sometimes it works,
Yeah.
but a lot of times what I've seen is like the charisma and the morale of the team really suffers when you switch someone out because then all of a
Sometimes.
sudden that person feels like the odd man out,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of like animosity, or not maybe not a lot, but there's a little bit of animosity built up within the team, and it makes it an issue. So with Gorillas switching 3 people,
They switched literally half the team.
they should have a really hard time. So if Optic
But
doesn't,
I'm pretty sure every single piece they brought in is young.
okay,
I think they're all young, which we've been surprised by young players, especially last year. The amount of talent that came in and the amount of talent that got their chance to prove themselves on the biggest
yeah,
stage, which I'm hoping does pay off eventually for the Gorillas. However, at this point in time, I mean, like, I can't in my brain pick the Gorillas over Optic in this, and I think Optic beats them 3-1. I
okay,
think because they brought in all those young people, is that they like Optic might lose an S&D,
yeah,
and that's 3-1's the easiest prediction to make.
right. That makes sense. Like LA is gonna lose just because their team is a little brand new and they haven't
Yeah,
coordinated enough yet.
I think so.
Okay, all right.
And now it gets weird because I made a bracket thing of matches based off of what happened in Atlanta, and I'm going off the assumption that they're doing the same thing here.
Right. So for the record here, everyone, if you actually go to the Call of Duty website and go to the schedule after Saturday, there is no like lineup. It's all to be determined based on who wins and loses.
And it
So
doesn't show the bracket,
right, and it doesn't show the
but
bracket. So we're making predictions on who's going to compete against who next. So there could be some inaccuracies there just because we don't know who is actually going to be matched up with who. We're just
mm,
making a guess based on how they did it in Atlanta.
yeah. So
Okay.
what would happen is like um whoever lost out of uh out of all those initial matches play against each other. So the two losers from Group A play against each other, and the loser of that match goes home because you lost twice already.
Right.
So if you lose twice, like it's you win two, you're in. You lose two, you're out. So I predicted FaZe beat Florida and Dallas beats New York. So Florida and New York have to play, and the loser goes home. And I think Florida 3-1 bops New York and sends them fucking packing. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we
It's
have
not my teams.
no emotional attachments here.
No, I think Florida, with the like, if they play kind of similar to how they played last event, they should have no problems beating New York, especially in New York that just made a fresh sub with a face that hasn't been practicing with the squad. And the other loser match would be Seattle versus the LA Gorillas, and I think the Gorillas get sent home packing. That series is kind of hard to predict because we don't know how well Seattle's going to do with the addition of Pander, but I don't think that LA team has had enough time to gel. But this is a match where I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle gets double bopped and goes home.
Right.
Unfortunately, and I
Right.
love Seattle, dude. I love all those guys.
Okay.
That's my bias. I love them, but sometimes they can suck.
Yeah.
But I do think that having that 4-man core sticking together, that we're waiting for them to click and figure it out. And with that caliber of skill on your team, I don't fucking understand how they're so bad. So I'm like, my brain, but also my heart, hopes that this is the event that clicks together.
Well, I haven't watched enough of their games to make a judgment like that. Do you think it is they're playing bad, or are they just always getting matched up with these top 3 teams and looking bad
No,
as a result?
their S&D is horrid.
Okay.
It is abysmal to watch. Their respawn's good. Like, their respawn is actually good, but their fucking S&D is abysmal, and it is so fucking sad
Okay.
when you see them do well in hard points, and you're like, that's what we need. And then the S&D comes, and they fucking lose 6-0, and you're like, okay, well, series reset, let's go.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean, yeah, you gotta be able to handle both S&D and Hardpoint and Domo now. But
yeah,
like, you can't
you
just
gotta
be, you can't have a Call of Duty team that's just good at one mode
no,
anymore.
no. Look at FaZe,
Yeah.
best team in the game right now. They fry on fucking every game mode there is. So yeah, I have Seattle at a 3-1 because there's just so many uncertainties that calling a 3-0 or like saying it'll be a close, like it could very well be a 3-2. It could be a close series. I don't know how, like I can't even predict how good or bad the Gorillas are going to be.
Yeah.
literally subbing out half your team, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna learn a lot on Saturday.
yeah, I'm gonna go with what my gut says, and that they have not had enough time to gel together.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But that happening sets up the winners have to play each other. So
Right.
FaZe plays Dallas, and then Minnesota would play Optic Gaming, according to my predictions.
Yes.
I think FaZe are the best team in the game right now, and I don't see Dallas beating them. I don't see it being a blowout. I think the games will be close, but I think it'll be like a 3-1.
Okay.
I don't think that goes game 5, and I don't think it's a 3-0. I think maybe the Damo goes to Dallas, and then FaZe goes in the hard point, or Dallas takes the S&D. I think they take the S&D or the Damo, but it still ends up being a 3-1. And that moves FaZe up. And then the other one would be Minnesota versus Optic Gaming. And Minnesota, if they show up like they should, I think they 3-0 Bob Optic to fucking losers bracket.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Like,
yeah, as long as Minnesota shows up.
Yeah, unless Optic comes in like the fucking Terminators that we're expecting them to be later.
Yeah.
Then it's possible, but I don't think enough times pass where they're going to be the God Squad. But that team on paper is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So if it somehow clicked in the time, beautiful. Then we're going to get a different series. I don't think it's clicked yet.
Yeah, that's
and
literally.
I think Minnesota's going to fuck them up.
For me, that's literally Optic right now. It's like on paper, they should be frying, but we're just waiting for them to click. They still haven't clicked yet. So
100%. And Slasher's notorious for being very good late game, like late life cycle of COD.
yeah, I
So
noticed
like
that in Black Ops 4.
Yeah, end of the year, Slasher teams are disgusting. So this could just very well be the fact that Slasher's on the team, and once he's dialed in and he understands how everything should work and how his pieces should play around him, his team's fry. So I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
So the losers of those matches, being like Dallas and Optic, play the winner of the other loser, like the Florida, New York, and the Seattle, LA.
Mm-hmm.
The winners of those advance to play the losers of the matches that just happened. So that would set up Florida versus Dallas, Seattle versus Optic Gaming. And I think both of these matches are fantastic. I think Dallas versus Florida is such a close series that it goes game 5. And who knows, maybe even goes deep. Maybe you get around 10, around 11, and shit is fucking dramatic as hell.
That'd be cool to see.
That's the dream, dude. Dreams are just game 5, round 11s. Those are the dreams. And Seattle Optic, I think, again, or sorry, I have to pick a winner. I think Dallas does edge out Florida, but I do think it is a 3-2. I think it does go game 5.
Okay.
And then Seattle versus Optic. This hurts me to say, but I think Seattle fucking loses to Optic in game 5. I think they can win the first hard point, lose the S&D because they suck so bad.
Yeah.
Win the Damo, lose the hard point to close it, and then lose the final S&D because they suck at S&D.
Oh, so it's just like losing because of their unfortunate skill with S&D.
Yeah, it's tough. And this is where the bracket gets weird because we've stayed in the groups up until this point, but I noticed this from the last one is that these matches now flip. So FaZe is sitting on the one side out of winner's bracket, right?
Yeah.
And Minnesota, is it Minnesota? Yeah, Minnesota is sitting on the other side.
Okay.
In winners, they haven't lost yet.
Yes.
And the losers that are moving on are Optic and Dallas. So Dallas already played FaZe. We know that. So that rematch doesn't happen. They flip them. So now Dallas goes down to play Minnesota, and then Optic goes to the other group to play FaZe. Because now you're in top 4. Those are the top 4 teams now.
Yes. But theoretically, it's 1 and 3 versus 2 and 4.
No, because they're on different sides of the bracket. So it'd be like 1 plays 2 from the other side, and then 1 plays 2 from the other side.
Oh, okay.
So the loser, for whatever reason, at this stage is when you finally cross-pollinate groups. Is the semifinal for whatever reason, which sets up FaZe versus Optic, which will be the hottest 3-0 you will ever see. I could say 3-1 and just be a bitch, but fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going balls to the wall. I'm saying FaZe 3-0 the shit out of the green wall and send them fucking see you suck on the way home. Which sets up Minnesota
See you suck.
Dallas. See you sucker, dude. Which sets up Minnesota Dallas, which is a great series. However, I don't fucking think Dallas can compete.
Really?
I
Okay.
think Minnesota is better, just straight up better than Dallas. And I think they beat them 3-1.
Okay.
It could be a closer series than that. I don't think that is a 3-0 to anybody. And like, I don't think a 3-0 is possible when those two match up. Unless Minnesota comes in flat. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they've figured out this game well enough that, that's what's going to happen. So I think the Minnesota beats them 3-1. So that would make Optic and Dallas your third and fourth finishers, setting up FaZe versus Minnesota in your grand final. And drum roll, please. FaZe gonna beat him.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
FaZe gonna beat him.
I
think it'll be a 3-1.
I know we made the comment last podcast, not the one that I forgot to record, but the one that we actually released last week, where
FaZe is fucking scary.
FaZe is gonna win this one. Chicago's gonna win the next one, and then we're gonna see.
Oh yeah, the Maven prediction, dude.
Yeah, the Maven prediction.
Dude, if the Maven prediction actually happens, I'll be fucking blown away. But yeah, I think FaZe are they're so fucking good, man. And when those kids come to play, like they make everything so hard. Even like the most basic things that are normally like, okay, easy. It's fucking hard against FaZe always because they play so fast, and there's like no wasted movement. Everything those guys are doing is planned. They know where they need to be, and they play it fast. Like there is no second guessing. It's just they go, and it is beautiful to watch. Unless you hate them, then it's not beautiful to watch because they fry. But yeah, I think that's a 3-1. I think Minnesota do show up in one game, and I think like probably all the games are close. But I don't think you get a repeat of that semifinal from Atlanta where it was a reverse sweep in FaZe 1-3-2. I think it's a 3-1. I think FaZe tightened up a little bit more against Minnesota because I think they were just taking them a little lightly.
Yeah.
But I think, this event, if what I see happening happens, I think a lot of people's minds will be changed on where to put Minnesota overall. I think Minnesota's a fantastic team. And like, I wasn't too high on them at the beginning, but I like the potential of that team. Like, I think they are fucking so good, man.
So do you think the highlights? So do you think the highlight of the event is going to be Minnesota showing people up and proving to the fans that they can be acknowledged as a top 3 team?
If they show up, I think, yeah, that is one of the things. I think, people stop saying Minnesota getting far in tournaments is going to be like a fluke. They made it to semis last time and they lost to FaZe. But I mean, they pushed FaZe to game 5.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've earned everybody's respect yet. I think a lot of people are already giving them respect. I think they're fucking insanely good. And I think they walk away with a second place, which is like 30 fucking CDL points. I want to see some shit. Dude, surprise me. Any of those teams I shit on, surprise me, please.
Yeah.
I want to see some fucking good Call of Duty. I would love to see FaZe lose a match early and everything gets dramatic. I would love to see fucking Optic be the fucking murderers of whatever.
Yeah, and if you're watching this video and you know any of the players and want to tell them to add us when they win, when we talk shit about them, absolutely roast the shit out of us,
dude. At the Random Nades Pod, at TF Cranium, Leave Matt alone. He's not as tough skinned as me.
Yeah, I'll cry.
We'll get it done.
I'll cry.
Matt will cry out of his bushy eyebrows.
All right, man. No, that's awesome. I'm actually looking forward to it. I actually have some time this weekend, so I should be able to
Fuck yeah.
actually watch the events because I basically the past couple of times have been able to just watch on Sunday and
Mhm.
then would watch highlights Saturday night just to see what happened. So I'm looking
If you
forward.
want, I can do what I did at Champs and tell you what series are like bonkers.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, dude, check this shit out. Cause fuck.
And then yeah,
But I don't know.
so with that
I don't know if there's
said,
gonna have those.
thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let us know if you want us to do a post show as well. I know we typically would just add it to the podcast, but considering that we can talk about this for as long as you're watching this video, we decided to kind of make it more of a separate video for you guys to watch. So if you would also like to see a post tournament breakdown or a review, let us know in the comments or feel free to tell us on social media, and we'll do it absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude. Phase up, baby.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later.
Enjoy LA